Orlando, Florida is an absolutely awesome, fantastic place to live. But here's the reality. No person, no place are perfect. And that includes the Orlando metro area. Today we're talking about the top 10 reasons you don't want to live in Orlando. So you don't want to miss this. Stick around. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up guys? Don Sprinkle here, your Central Florida specialist. We're back again for another great episode. Let's dive right in. My team and I do work with a lot of people that are relocating from out of state. So it's possible that you might be sitting up north somewhere in your current home. Maybe it's snowing, maybe it's below 20 degrees, maybe there's a blizzard coming, I don't know. And you're thinking to yourself, man, I want to move to Florida. Florida is so much warmer than where I'm at right now. They got beaches there. They got Disney World. I don't have Disney World. Almost from anywhere in the state, they can be an hour or less away from the ocean. No place is perfect, and there's a lot of things about Florida and the Orlando metro area that you might not like. Now I'm going to run through this list in no particular order, and some of the things that I put on here don't even apply to me. Just so you guys know that, full disclaimer, this is just a list that I've compiled from things that maybe personally I feel like, or things that I've heard from other people that have either visited or lived in this area for some amount of time. So starting with number one, we're going to start with a big one here. If you don't like diversity, Orlando might not be the place for you. We are at the hub of one of the largest states in America. One of the first things that you're going to notice if you're relocating to the Orlando area, especially if you're relocating from out of state, is that there's a very good chance that a lot of your surrounding neighbors aren't from Florida either. We have the world's most famous theme parks. We're the #1 tourist destination in the entire world. We have one of the largest American public universities in UCF with one of the largest student bodies. So we're attracting students and faculty members from all over the world. At the end of the day, the reality is that Florida is a very transient state. We have a large population of residents that were originally born somewhere else, maybe grew up somewhere else, and they relocated here to the Florida area. Me personally, I love it because there's a ton of different cultural events as well as restaurants with some amazing food from all over the entire world. If there's a dish or a region of the country that you're craving some food from that area, you can probably find a restaurant in Orlando that can fit those needs. Guys, really quickly before we keep moving forward, I need a huge favor. If you're liking this information, please hit that like button. If this is your first time to our channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Do us a favor, but do yourselves a favor. Smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the awesome information-packed videos we're putting out to you guys on a weekly basis. My team and I are working with people from around the entire country who are relocating to the Orlando metro area every single day. We absolutely love it, but you got to reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. However you like to communicate, we got your back. Now let's get back to it. Number 2 on our list is a common theme in Orlando and Florida in general. Again, it's hot. We're one of the most southern states. We don't really have much of a winter. Winter for us is really anything below 65 degrees. That is our hoodie and sweatshirt weather. The average temperature in Orlando hovers around about 85, 86 degrees, but in the summertime, it can be way hotter than that. It is not uncommon for you to get in your car, especially if it's been baking in the sun. You hop in your car and it's like 106, 107 degrees inside your vehicle. It is hot. It is stifling. I have to say that the humidity is probably what makes it even worse, especially in the summer. And what happens is it's a hot day in general already. It's the summertime, but then the rain will come. It'll probably rain for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then the rain will go away. The sun will come back up, and then it seems like it's even 10 times hotter because of that humidity. One of the things you're going to learn very quickly when you move to the Orlando area is that parking is not about being the closest to the building. Parking is about finding shade. So when you come back to it, everything inside of it hasn't melted. If you ever lived in a state like Texas or Arizona, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But is it manageable? I think so, personally. For a brief period of about 3.5 years, I lived in the Midwest, and I dealt with the snow, I dealt with the cold. I've had both. I've had Florida summers, I've had Midwest winters, and I will take that Florida summer every day of the week, no question. The number 3 reason on why you might not want to move to the Orlando area is that the traffic here can be absolutely terrible. I don't think ever in my life, even living in South Florida, have I ever lived somewhere where even at 2 o'clock in the morning, there was a risk that the highway was going to be backed up. I don't know what it is about I-4. Maybe it's the construction projects that they have going on. Those are supposed to be finished this year or next year, they say at least, but it's not really that bad. But I will say, near the downtown Orlando area and near the Disney exits, those are the two main areas that you're really rolling the dice when you're driving through them, especially at rush hour times. The longer you live here though, you're going to find out what the best alternate routes are. There's a lot of other roads that are off the highway that can still get you where you want to go in about the same amount of time. Moving on to number 4 on why you might not want to live in Orlando, and this again goes back to Florida. We're a gun-friendly state. Now, again, personally, if people want their guns, by all means, I don't really have an issue with that. I get it, I understand, and definitely not making this into a political video, but it is what it is. We're a gun-friendly state. We have, some laws on the books that, compared to some other states, make it a lot easier for us to carry a firearm. But I also understand that's not for everybody. Some people don't like them. Some people might not feel safe around them, and I get that. I respect that. So I just wanted to put that out there, that if you're thinking about moving to the Orlando area, Florida as a whole is pretty gun friendly. We're approaching the halfway mark at number 5. And number 5 on our list, and this is a big one too, similar to the heat, is we have bugs. And one of the bugs that I want to highlight in particular is the palmetto bug. Now here's the deal. No matter what you do to your house, no matter if it's concrete block, wood frame, no matter what sort of pest control you have, termite bonds you have on your home, you will still occasionally get a ginormous, huge palmetto bug coming in through your house, or at the very least, a lizard. I've lived in Florida the majority of my life. We've always taken care of our homes. We've always had pest control, but I promise you, those palmetto bugs, they must be resistant to like everything. If there was ever like just a nuclear implosion of the entire world, probably the only thing left would be palmetto bugs. The lizard gets in my house. I really don't freak out too much about it. I kind of try to see if I can catch him and get him outside of the house, just so he doesn't get hurt, but ultimately, they're not going to cause you any issues being inside your house. As a matter of fact, having a lizard in the house might not be a bad idea because they eat bugs. So if you have the occasional mosquito that is definitely going to sneak into your house every once in a while, that is almost unavoidable. As soon as you open the door, it's like a mosquito is just waiting to get in. I don't know what it is, but they're out there. It's Florida. But the lizards actually will eat the mosquitoes. They'll eat other bugs, and they don't really bother anybody. Don't freak out. They're like this big. They don't bite you. Even if they did bite you, it doesn't hurt. When I was a kid, we used to catch them, and we used to let them like grab onto our finger. I know it seems really weird, so don't judge me on that one, but that's what we used to do as kids. Number 6 reason on why you might not want to live in the Orlando area is if you have sensitive skin. This goes back to the weather and the heat and the sun. There's some skin conditions out there that aren't good for that type of heat. They can really irritate the skin, make it even more dry, and just really be a big agitator to your skin. If you have fair skin, maybe you've lived your entire life up north where you don't get a ton of sun, moving to the Orlando area, you're a lot closer to the sun, it's a lot hotter, and that heat coming off of it is definitely a huge difference than wherever you may have came from. I've seen it a million times, especially when I worked as a firefighter and paramedic. People come down here and within a day or two they are burnt like a crisp, like that. Skin's all red, it's very uncomfortable, and that can lead to some serious health problems too if you get a really bad sunburn. So if you have any certain skin conditions and you've never been down to the Orlando area, come down for a visit, check it out, spend a week out here, see what it's like, and see how you handle it. The sun in Orlando can be brutal, and skin protection is vital. The number 7 reason on why you might not want to move to Orlando is the parking and driving, or lack thereof parking and lack thereof of free driving. Let me explain. Parking and driving in Orlando is not always free. Now we have I-4, it costs nothing to drive on I-4, but the other major highways and expressways in and around the Orlando metro area, they all charge tolls. This includes the Turnpike, the 417, the 429, and the 408. You certainly don't need a car to get around Orlando, but it certainly helps you. One of the things that I picked up was a SunPass. They have SunPass and they have ePass here in this area, and those are for the toll roads. And I don't know what the differences are between the two. I don't know if one's better than the other. Personally, I have a SunPass. It's always worked fine for me. I've got a set dollar limit on that. It just auto drafts it, and then it notifies me every time it needs to reset and draft another amount. Number 8 on our list on why you don't want to move to Orlando is maybe you don't like a little bit of weirdness. One of the running jokes that I've heard a lot of times is a news headline that starts with the title, "A Florida Man." ... Go ahead, Google it. Usually whenever you see a news article that starts with Florida Man, whatever comes after that, You just don't know. You never know what that could be. I promise you, we got a lot of weird people here in the state of Florida. Orlando is not immune to that either. Maybe it's the heat, maybe it's the salt water, maybe it's all the springs. I don't know, but we definitely get our fair share of weirdness here in this area. If that makes you worried about safety, or is Orlando a safe place to live? I've lived in a lot of different areas in and around Florida, the entire state, and I will tell you that the Orlando area is probably one of the safest areas that I've ever felt and ever lived in my entire life. There's a lot of awesome neighborhoods for young professionals, families. We have amazing school districts. Seminole County School District is one of the top in the entire state, and Orange County School District is not far behind it. Number 9 on our list, and you might already know this one, and this kind of goes back to number 1, but we're a transplant state. Many Floridians did not start out as Floridians. It's not uncommon to be within a group of 10, 15 people, and there only be 1, 2, or maybe 3 people at best that are born and raised in the state of Florida. And I feel like that rings even more true in Orlando. One of the things that I think is really cool about that is that a lot of the fabric of our history is woven with the experiences of people who weren't originally from here. They maybe relocated from another state, and they started a new life. They began a new chapter in their life here in Florida. They put down roots. I think the diversity, the people from all different places living here in Florida, I think that's one of the things that makes our city here in Orlando and just our entire state really special. And the number 10 and final reason on why you might not want to live in the Orlando, Florida area is this. If you don't like living near the beach, if you don't like living right next to the world's most famous theme parks, if you don't like wearing shorts and sandals year round, if you don't like having no state income tax, if you don't like having amazing choices and a plethora of local and international dishes and restaurants to choose from, and if you don't like living in a city where there is literally a endless number of things to do almost every single day, then Orlando might not be for you. So if you have any questions, if there's ever anything we can do for you, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, however you like to communicate. We got your back. I'm Don Sprinkle. We're living in Orlando, Florida, and we'll catch you later.